We are the Nerd Eternal Network.
Hello, and welcome to Icons Earthbound here on the Nerd Eternal Network. I'll be your GM for the day, Jason, and with me as usual will be Taylor playing Unison,
Howdy, howdy.
Mike playing Independence Ray,
Hey.
and Zach playing Recluse.
Thanks for joining us.
Now, who remembers what was happening last session?
A stealth mission went loud. I don't know who decided to do that. It was just like totally out of pocket.
Right. You're totally not going to name names, though.
Nope.
Uh-huh.
But we were infiltrating an old Soviet science city that had been reactivated. Freed somebody who'd been stuck in a bunker for multiple decades since before the collapse of the Soviet Union, after exposure to strange radiations turned them into a really jacked radiation zombie. But they seem to have their mental faculties together.
Yep. You set him free. He caused a distraction getting out.
We kept poking around the city further, and then we encountered... what is his first name again? Steele's
Ferron.
first name.
Ferron Steele.
Encountered Ferron Steele, addressing workers at the site, and that's when Recluse decided to jump him by surprise. And I believe he is currently webbed to the ground, Recluse on top of him, Landshark coming in for backup, and Unison was lamenting the fact that he works with the team sometimes.
Or at least that he works with this team. Yes. So you and Landshark are basically like the command center, the structure in the part of town they've already managed to kind of build back up a little bit. He was on the second floor, I think, addressing people from that balcony.
Yes.
So yeah, you've knocked him off the balcony. He's on the ground. You're on top of him. He's webbed down. You've landed basically on top of him. Landshark has come down next to you. Unison, I believe you had stepped in and had addressed
I had
young lady in a
succeeded-
lab suit.
Yes, I had succeeded in at least having them confused rather than alerted for a moment.
Right. And she had run out of the room, I think.
Continue doing whatever the protocol for the emergency was.
Yeah. Let's see. Because Aurora had opened the portal behind him that y'all jumped him through. I think all of you had gone through the portal. So Aurora can let that drop. More alarms are going off. Security forces down on the ground are like responding. I think we already had an initiative order going. So that was for the previous. Oh wait, that was for the construction site that y'all dealt with first. So we will go ahead and take another initiative here. Let me just blank that one. And then we will add Aurora a turn, and all of you a turn.
Oh, we're renewing initiative?
Yeah, I don't think we had rolled before dealing with Ferron. I think may have just used the...
We had a couple rounds of combat.
Did we?
That's why he's webbed up.
That's true.
Because
I
Landshark
deleted it.
knocked him off the roof, and then he got webbed.
Oh well, unfortunately I've already deleted the...
Yeah. I'm sure I'll get a better.
A better initiative.
Yeah, I'm sure I'll beat the 11 I had. I did not. It's a 7.
All right, so Unison got a 7. Omniglot got an 11. I guess you got your old initiative. Ferron Steele. No, I say his name. Maybe I did roll for him. I'm just using the old tokens. But he got an 8. Random security guys also got an 8. Someone else who remained nameless for the moment got a 9. All right, what did we get to see? Ray got a 12. Oh, I should probably bring up Land Shark stats, shouldn't I? All right, Land Shark got an 8. A lot of 8s. Aurora got an 8. Recluse got an 8. Starting to have my doubts about this dice roller. All right. So starting at the top of the new round, or new order, we have Independence Ray.
So again, the first one, what's the name of this person again? The Steel person?
Ferron Steele is his name.
Ferron Steele. How do you spell that first name?
Let me see if I can find it quickly. Well, maybe it'd help if I spell it. I had it looked up and written down somewhere before the last session, and now I don't know where I've put it. I guess we'll just have to call him Mr. Steele for the moment. Steele. He's fancy. He's got the extra E at the end.
And Steele is the head of this revived Side City project.
Correct.
And he's in a suit of armor.
He is in a suit of armor. He was formerly the head of a rather large company, Still Applied Technologies.
Oh, that's right.
He was he was in jail. That whole taking over the United States thing with mind control satellites, which is why y'all were concerned about him doing work that involved rockets out here.
Yeah. Okay. Well, I'll just give up a simple right class.
All right. Alright, so he is bound. I'll give him a -2 to try to avoid being hit. Ooh, that's not too good. Alright, how much damage did you do?
8 is the base damage.
Alright, so he does take some damage. It's a massive success. He's already prone and on the ground, so you're not really going to be able to slam him, but you can roll for a stun.
Okay.
He got a 10.
I got an 11.
He is stunned for a round. So stunned. Then it's Omniglot's go. She runs back and starts futzing around with some of the computers. So the balcony basically opens up into this like large office area. The couple of you that have dealt with Steele before, yeah, this is the kind of really big office with big windows that he likes. Doesn't really fit in with the otherwise Soviet era style that the rest of the city's got.
Oh, right. No brutal architecture going on here.
No. So she runs over, she's futzing with his computer. Then, so the lab-coated lady, Unison gave her his spiel. She ran out of the room. Well, through the door she left in, someone in some brightly colored armor comes flying in. It's a different style of armor than Steele's. It's clearly not just like another suit, another version of his suit. It also doesn't look like the Majestics that you met earlier.
As long as it's not the team from Japan, I'm okay.
No, this is not this. You are not dealing with the Super Sentai team from Japan this session. I promise. Now, will you get to see their Zord later? Maybe. I don't know. But she comes in and, let's see. Who is in her field of view? Ray's flying around blasting, so she'd see him outside the window. Unison is still standing there, so she'd see him. And there's a small chance that she might notice Omniglot over to the side behind the computer. Oh, yes, she does. So I'm going to roll a d6. On a 1 or a 2, she goes after Omniglot. On a 2 or a 3, she goes after Unison. Or 1 or 2, yeah. 3 or 4, Unison. And a 5 or 6, she'll go after Ray.
Darn it.
I'm rolling the dice, Ray.
Oh, sorry.
I like your enthusiasm, though.
I thought you were asking one of us to do it. Sorry.
No. I was explaining what I was going to do. But I also rolled a 5, so it's Ray regardless. Clearly, she just sees him as the bigger threat.
I am the brightly glowing one.
So yeah, she flies, through that door and just straight, across the office, out the, past you, Unison, out the window to confront Ray.
Normally, I'd be insulted by this, but you know what? I'll take not getting shot.
Gonna let it slide this once, huh?
Who am I to demand that the villain attacks me?
Ray's the leader.
everything's
Ray
right.
can lead from the front. All right. All right, she is firing at you, Ray. Her wrist comes up, and a sort of almost radar dish-looking thing kind of spirals out around her wrist. So now she's got a kind of a circular fin around her wrist. It appears to be fire. It sounds like a sonic bolt comes flying your way. So give me a coordination to try to avoid it.
Gotcha.
7 is the number to beat. The dice are not my friend today. Alright, so you easily get out of the way. As this whoa goes flying past you.
Oh.
And she's screaming at, why are y'all dogpiling the boss? This is a scientific research station. And then some of the regular goons come running in. They are going after Landshark and Recluse since they're on the ground level. Recluse, you see one of them running up to you, and he's got his pistol out as he's running up to you, but as he's approaching, he kind of looks at you, he looks at Landshark, and you see him holster the pistol and draw out this, it almost looks like an old school police baton, but it's way oversized.
So it just looks like a regular police baton, just big.
Yeah, it's like it's kind of oversized, and there may be some kind of switches or buttons or something on the handle. It's hard to tell where he's holding it.
Okay.
And he is going to run up and take a swing at you.
That's
Let's
rude.
see. He's got a prowess of 3. He's trained with the weapon, so that gives him a 4, which is not going to have a great chance against you. Come on, man. Double digits. I just need double digits a few times.
Sorry.
All right, so you easily get out of the way. You're 11 beating his 8. So he swings and he misses. And have you ever had that thing where you walk by something that's got like a static charge? You brush just close enough to it that you feel the hair on your arm stand up?
Yep.
There's something kind of like that as it swoops past you. You know, you'd have a hard time defining exactly what the sensation was, but you felt something. Another one is going after Landshark. So, Zach, if you would give me a roll for Bruce. His coordination is a 4.
So that would be a 6. I'm so sorry, Bruce.
Oh, not coordination. It'd be his prowess, wouldn't it? Let's see. He's got martial arts. Oh, so you rolled a 2 on the dice.
Yeah.
Plus his prowess of 5, plus his martial arts of 1, so 6, 7, 8. Okay.
Would that give him a free hit in on the goon?
No, you have to beat him by 4.
Ah.
So both Landshark and Recluse came this close to getting that free shot, but not quite.
And since my attack was a ranged attack, I
Right.
get no.
Yeah, that's an advantage just the melee guys have. All right, and there are more security guys coming up. Those are the only 2 that have gotten within range to really do anything. Then it is Steele's turn. This is the turn that he's stunned. Recluse, you're up.
I am going to... I'm not super concerned about the security guy, honestly. I'm just going to lay just a jackhammer of punches right into Steele's face.
You seem to have some pent up aggression towards this guy.
And I'm gonna use fast attack to give myself extra damage.
Yeah, definitely sensing some aggression here.
And tap bless Justice for the Forgotten for another point of damage. Because he's in power armor, he's got a lot of defensive ability of damage resistance.
Yeah, his armor's pretty stout.
So yeah, that's a 12 to hit.
All right.
And that would be... Would that be 10 or 11 damage that I'd be doing with a base strength of 8?
You have a base strength of 8. Fast attack gives you a bump of 1, so that becomes 9.
9. And tapping Justice for the Forgotten, would that be a +1 or +2 to damage?
+1 to damage. It'd be +2
Okay, so...
for the attempt. +1 for the result.
Right.
So that's 10.
So yeah, Recluse just pop, 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 pop,
just hammering away on that middle face.
Yep.
Let's see. That was also a. All right. Just like with Ray's shot, you can't really knock him back because he's already, he's laying down on the ground. But you could potentially knock him out. So give me a roll for a stun.
Oh, God.
He rolled a 10. You still beat him by 4. So, yep, you have rattled his cage enough that he is unconscious. Kind of that whole punch drunk kind of,
Yeah.
Yeah, so even in kind of his stunned and, not altogether there state, he was still kind of struggling against the web. He just kind of goes limp now.
Mm.
Land Shark. What would Bruce do? Question to the team. What do you think Bruce would do now?
I mean, there are goons in front of him, aren't there?
Mm-hmm.
That's fair. That's fair.
There's a nice, simple answer to this one.
That is fair.
First, he takes a test bite out of them to see if they're edible.
Oh, nope, they're not. Spit it out.
Then he takes a second bite to make sure that it's the same as the first bite. Because no test completed once counts as science.
Because he's a shark.
And sharks are masters of the scientific method.
Exactly.
Sharks are naturally scientific. All right. Zach, give me an attack roll for Bruce.
That is a 3.
So it's a 3 plus his prowess of 5 makes that an 8 plus his martial arts makes that a 9.
Oh.
This guard very much does not want to get hit by Bruce.
Smartest guard that we have ever met in this game.
Well, he's kind of a big guy, just period. And I did just see him punch the armor-suited guy off the balcony. Might want to avoid that right hook. All right, next up is Aurora. Oh, I forgot about her being in there as a potential target. Well, no, this character probably wouldn't have shot a child first thing. Unison, Aurora looks at you. What should I do? Or should I go ask Ray? Ray's in charge, right?
Ray's currently in charge, yes.
So she zips past you out the window. Ray, Aurora flies up to you. What do I need to do? I mean, I'd go hit that guy. She points down at Steele, but I think he's been. I think truthfully, I think Recluse can stop now.
Do you think you can pin down the new armored person who just the one with the sonic blaster?
Sure. She takes off, or she turns around and zips towards it. As she zips away, you just hear rapid fire. Hi, Aurora. What's your name? And then she tries to hit. Mike, give me a D6 roll for Aurora. Yeah, so it's a 5 plus Aurora's. This is her prowess. Let me find her stats. Alright, so that's a total of a 9 for Aurora. And the female battlesuit rolled a total of a 6. Minimum roll on the dice. Oh, wait, I forgot about her aerial combat. So technically a 7. Still loses to the 9. So let's say minus her armor. So yeah, Aurora flies up, clocks the armored city chick, who kind of rocks back with a blow, but is still, mobile. Unison, you're up.
Guy on the ground is still there, right?
Still, yeah, he's still on the ground.
Yeah, I'll send 2 copies down there to handle that.
All right, 2 of your copies zip down because you had left. I forget exactly where you had left. A few of them already out.
I left one unconscious on the other side of the portal because its ghost is following the man I cannot remember the name of, made of rage and nuke.
Oh, yes,
nuke,
Professor
Radiation.
Oh, Wisp. Or, was it
Wick.
Wick.
See, I've been trying to think of a good hero villain name for him. Radiation may just, or Dr. Radiation may just be it now. I'll have to think about it.
Naming things in fun and play on words ways is typically what I do. I'll just take 2 shots at the ground guy.
Are you talking about Steele, or are you talking about the security personnel?
The security personnel that's still conscious.
Okay. Well, no, both of them are conscious. Remember, he got out of Landshark's way, and nobody else has hit a security. Nobody else has taken the time to hit the security guys.
Yeah, sorry. I thought for some reason that Recluse had knocked Steele out.
Steele is out. There's 2 security guys down there, though.
Yeah, I'm just shooting the security guys.
Okay.
Or one of the security guys.
Gotcha. And this is with your Tech Blast, or your TK Blast?
Yep.
Alright. That 8 you rolled hits the 5, and that 12 definitely hits the 4.
Alright, that'll be a total of 12 damage.
Okay.
And then for
I'm quite confident that's going to knock him out. But go ahead and roll for the next guy while I double check.
Well, on the first guy, just if it doesn't knock out, then there's the slam and there's the stun, both on 11.
Okay. No, it knocked him out, so he goes flying.
Okay. Don't worry about that then. And one of those copies will quickly speak to Recluse. Go ahead and when we can get Steele to wake up, can you pop him into Web World for just a minute to see if the magic controlling his brain disconnects when crossing dimensions?
Sure.
Thank you. And then back up on the balcony. Can I see Aurora in a fight?
Aurora is fighting the female armor-suited person.
Yeah, I'll take a quick mental blast at the armor-suited person.
Okay.
Oh, wrong one there.
I think I like the first roll better.
I mean, if you want to take the 4,
All right, and this is a mental blast. She defends that with her.
willpower.
Okay.
Oh, did we just lose Mike?
I'm here.
Oh, just saw that you vanished from the roll 20.
I did. I did pop. I did disconnect from Zoom briefly, but let me see if I can log back in. Oh, yeah.
Yeah, a
Let's see
quick
if I can,
refresh seemed to fix
go
it.
back.
Yeah.
Okay, cool.
All right, a quick 2 points of damage.
All right, that's 2 more points
And-
to her.
On the 3, is there potential of the knockdown?
Let me. Yeah, because it does.
Because it can't slam in the way of pushing people, but it can.
But it
knock
still
down.
gets slam and stun results like normal. The stun is just, or the slam is just restricted to knocking them prone when they fall down.
Correct.
Yes, that would be the one. So,
All right. Then it will be a 5 total.
all right, and that is also against her willpower again.
Oh, well, okay. Not an accomplishable feat on that roll.
Yeah. So no, you do not. She doesn't lose it enough to fall out of the sky or anything. It just hurts. You hear ah. Independence Ray. Oh, wait. Did you have any other?
I'll limit myself to that mini clones right now because I know I'm doing a bunch of other side nonsense.
Yeah, I know you had one clone. I was way up in the air, holding another one that was astral projecting somewhere.
Oh yeah, that's the one that's unconscious following radiation.
And I think you may have had one or two more out scouting somewhere or something. I forget exactly.
I got clones doing all kinds of nonsense everywhere.
All right, then we will move on to Independence Ray.
Okay, so how badly hurt does the armored assailant look? She's taken a couple of hits so far.
Well, let's see. Her suit's looking a little banged up. Like you wouldn't expect her to be knocked out just any second now, but she's looking roughed up. You heard her. You saw her kind of grab her head and scream, so Unison's probably doing something.
Oh, right.
But she still seems alert and is trying to put a little bit of distance between herself and Aurora.
Okay. Yeah. Oh, that's right. Yeah. So did Aurora, like, she didn't actually try to pin down the assailant, right? She just like basically started throwing punches. Is that right?
Yeah. She ran up and punched.
All right. Well, Ray will try to blast again, and this time in response to what she had said in the last page about this being a scientific facility. Ray will simply say that we have reason to believe that we're more worried about your whatever science you're doing here getting weaponized by the Pharaoh, and then I'll unleash another, try to target her with another light blast. Jeez, we'll see if she feels like having a comic book fight conversation or not.
Okay.
Wait, I'm sorry. Did Unison just hear Ray say, "We're worried that the Pharaoh is using this to do something"?
That it would be weaponized. By the Pharaoh, yes.
Unison will sigh deeply again.
Unison. Aw.
Yes, in this
No,
mind-controlled
no.
world where everyone wants to help the Pharaoh, After I try to convince people that we're working with the Pharaoh, the next sentence we tell people is we're trying to stop the Pharaoh from doing
I'm not
something.
sure who all would have heard you say that to that first chick, though.
Yeah. It's
Yeah,
just
actually, that's
it's just in Unison's own head of going, yeah, okay. We continue to be misaligned
sorry.
in how we're
That's
operating.
unless I heard it and forgot about it. This is the first time. This
Yeah,
might be the first time hearing about
Yeah, I don't think Ray was in the room when he did that. But anyway, so Ray's firing a blast. Okay, I see you already rolled. Let me roll for her. All right, she's taking that hit. And it's, what, 8 points of damage?
The base, yes.
And there is a chance for a slam.
Okay. Very good. Let's get my
So that's
light blast
her
first.
strength versus your blast. All right, she is not slammed. It hits her, and the jets keeping her suit in the air seem to compensate for the force of the blast automatically. Or maybe she's just that good. Who knows? Let's see. Omniglide is doing her thing. Back on the computer. She kind of flies around Aurora and comes at you, Ray. Well, of course the Pharaoh's going to use it, but we're doing peaceful research. And why do you care if the Pharaoh uses it anyway? Oh, wait, you're some kind of terrorist, aren't you? Well, that explains that explains the child soldier, and she gestures over her shoulder before she takes another shot at Ray with the sonic blast. Ah. All right, it's a 6 to hit Ray. Give me a dodge roll.
Okay.
Yeah,
I should dodge it handily.
Yeah. She got a 6. You got a 13.
If I get half the time to squeeze this in, I'll say that. I'm pretty sure she's older than all of us put together, but we can talk about that later.
All right, down on the ground we got security guys. Well, we've got the one that was. All right, Unison knocked one out, so we've got the other one there, and we have some more running up. So first off, Recluse, the one that was already on you, takes another swing. What was the stat for the soldiers?
Rolled as badly as I could, which is still a 10.
And they only got an 8, rolling. They rolled low too. Rolling kind of mediocre-ish anyway. All right, so 8, 10, you get out of the way, no problem. Two more run up. One of them goes after Landshark. So Zach, if you give me a roll for Landshark.
Sure. Oh! That's unfortunate.
Hey, that's a 7. Versus their 9. They hit Landshark. Yay!
You're the devil!
Alright. Oh, wait, this should be on the GM screen, I think. Well, I thought it had something for the stun power, but I guess not. Alright, let me look up stun right quick. Alright, stunning. Da-da-da-da-da. All right, so I need Zach. Give me a roll for Land Shark's willpower.
Oh,
So that's gonna be 3 plus whatever you roll
that's a 5.
versus the rank of their little stick things. Minimum roll, so they also rolled a 5. And a failure or marginal success means there is no effect. So y'all just hear Landshark kind of go, ah, what was that? And Recluse, he tells you to watch out because those things feel weird.
Duly noted.
Let's see. I said 2 more ran up, so one of them that ran up went to him. The other one goes after Recluse. Though this one is keeping a distance and shooting at you because you are a big spider monster.
Wow. That's just hateful.
He's an
That's
arachnophobe. He can't help it. Alright, yeah. He's shooting, it looks like he's shooting regular bullets at you. You get out of the way pretty easy. Let's see. Then it's Steele, but he's unconscious already. Recluse, you're up.
I'm just gonna put 2 quick little kicks right into the guy swinging the, I'm assuming, mind control batons at me.
Baby.
I'll be right with you, love. Just give me 1 second.
Oh.
And boop.
Alright, this is their prowess. First one takes the hit.
Alright, yep, just gonna rear back and front 2 legs just pow pow right into the chest.
Alright. Alright, so you hit one of them, and the other one, because there's 2 of them, you said you were going to do attack 1 attack each?
Yeah.
Okay. Go ahead and give me a roll for the second one.
Oh, good lord. 1 second.
No.
Alright, so both of those guys go flying away from you, unconscious.
Alright, and I'll be right back.
Alright. Taylor, give me a d6 roll for Land Shark as he tries to swat his guy.
3.
Alright, but that is 3 plus his 5 plus his 1 for his prowess and his martial arts. So that's a 9. That beats the 6. And he hits hard enough. Yeah, this guy goes down. And some more security guys running a bit of distance are, they were running full speed. And now they're slowing down a little bit. Like maybe they recognize this is maybe a meat grinder they don't want to run right into. Alright, then it's Aurora's turn. Let's see. She is going to try to grapple the armor-suited lady. Let's see here. Wrestling, that's what I'm looking for. Alright, Mike, give me a d6 roll for Aurora. And I will give one for our armor-suited friend. Let's see, it's the highest of her prowess or coordination.
Oh.
And it's Aurora's prowess, which I believe was a 4. So 8 and an 8. So that is a tie on a wrestling. And a marginal success is no effect. So she fails to get the to get her in a hold. It's kind of one of those. Aurora comes flying up at her, and she turns her, and the armored woman turns around just in time to sort of put a hand on Aurora's forehead and sort of redirect both of them around so that they kind of miss each other. She's not strong enough to just stop Aurora by doing the forehead grab, but she kind of steers her a little bit. And she's telling Aurora, honey, this is a fight for grown folks. You really don't need to be in this. Give me an awareness roll, Ray.
4. How's that?
All right, so that's an 8. Unfortunately, of course, this is a roll that I maxed out, and I just needed a random difficulty roll. So a 10 versus your 8, so you don't get any deep insight into this person after all, or you don't notice exactly what could potentially be noticed.
Okay. There's a quality. I sniff a quality, but I can't quite figure it out.
Right. It's like you almost think you get kind of a beat on maybe this woman's personality, but it doesn't quite solidify for you. Unison.
All right. Ground units left.
There are some off at a distance, and they're still approaching, but they're not running full speed like they were. It's like they're grouping up into larger groups and clearly discussing what to do as they approach a little more cautiously.
We've got time then. I'll look up to the lady fighting Aurora and go ahead and give her 3 brain blasts.
All right. So that's going to be her willpower 3 times. 2, 3.
That'll be 6 damage and
rolls.
1 potential stun. Or 1 potential slam.
Alright, so that's another 6 to her. Ooh. Let me check her stamina. Alright, that is enough to knock her out.
Oh, okay.
That is exactly the number to knock her out.
Then the 8 slam is unnecessary.
So yeah, so she kind of goes, she goes, ah! Grabs her head. And then like her arms fall limp. But the thrusters on the suit, she sinks to the ground, but in kind of a slow motion controlled sort of fall.
Oh, that's nice.
You know, like the suits are, designed to get her to the ground in one piece. It's not graceful. Once the boots kind of barely touch the ground, it's like they just cut off and she falls the rest of the way. But, that's not enough to actually hurt anybody. But she is now unconscious. It is Ray's turn. Ray, you have a few moments before any more security guys can get up here. Both armor-suited people are down.
Well, can you refresh my memory? Did we get any kind of documentation of the space? Did we get secure that in some way? Like, did we take pictures of notes or something like that?
I mean, Omniglot is currently collecting some information.
Yeah.
Okay.
The pictures you took of documentation was
ahead.
old Soviet era documents from where that doctor was imprisoned.
Maybe I'm frozen again.
Now, once y'all showed up here, Recluse pretty much just went, I'm punching him in the face now. But yes, this whole fight, Omniglot has been working his computer. So with them both dead, Aurora flies up to you. Oh, okay, Zach. Everybody's knocked out, or both the armor-suited people.
Okay. About to say, like,
This last round went really bad for your teams. No. There's some more security guys coming, but having seen you knock out 2 guys in 1 round and Landshark backhand another one unconscious, they're approaching a little more cautiously. So you got a few, Steele's down. The other armored suit is down. So y'all have a few moments to do something, before anybody else can engage.
I'm gonna toss Steele up onto my back.
All right. Ray, or I should just say Mike, what orders is Ray giving?
Right. I'm sorry. I missed all of that. Pretty much all of that.
Okay, I was catching Zach up on the fact that people are knocked out.
That's,
and just asking if Ray was giving any orders. Recluse has thrown Steele up over his shoulder.
Okay. Oh, okay. That's right. I'll ask. I'm glad if she's almost wrapped up here.
She did. She's got most of the files downloaded. Luckily, she's like, this chucklehead was still, he was still logged into his computer, so I didn't even have to do any hacking. I just had to get in here and figure out where stuff is.
Oh, that's good. Well, in that case, I guess we're popping Steele into Web World. Is that what's going on? You ready for this, Recluse?
Sure. I'm gonna scuttle up into the office. Is there like a storage closet I can see that I can just walk into?
You see a door. You see a door on clearly not the entrance exit door. You see another door in the room. You go to that. You open it up, and it's like an oversized walk-in closet.
All right. I'm gonna take Steele off my back, and first thing I'm gonna do is just start ripping him out of that armor. I want that armor gone.
Okay. Are you going to try to use brute force, or are you going to try to figure out where the releases are?
I'm just going to try and use brute force.
All right. Give me a strength roll.
Could someone give me a roll for that? Like, I'm... There's a reason I'm on my phone. My internet crapped out.
Oh, yeah. All right, so that is a 2, and Recluse's strength is an 8, I believe.
Yes, sir.
So that is a 10, and for the suit, I rolled an 11. It is resisting your attempts to tear it apart, as you'd expect. I mean, it's tough. You hear a robotic voice. Anti-theft initiated.
Mm-hmm.
Your danger sense goes off. So give me a roll to dodge.
All right, so that would be coordination or prowess. So they're both 6 plus athletics, so 9 plus a d6.
Okay. Well, your danger sense can be used to roll for that stuff too, can it?
It can. It's either the danger sense or the higher of my prowess for coordination. And my prowess and coordination are both higher than my danger sense.
Okay. Luckily, the suit rolled pretty low, so you just have to beat an 8.
All right.
Taylor rolled a 3 for you, so 3 plus whatever. Which I think your stat was already as high as the roll. His roll. So you let go of the suit before the surface of it electrifies. Bzz. You didn't do that when you just picked the suit up and were carrying him, but when you try to take it apart, apparently you triggered something.
Is it still crackling?
It crackles, it stops, you hear that robotic voice again. Please stand back.
I'm just gonna hit him with a web line and see if I can't just drag him into the bathroom.
Yeah, you can drag it, no problem.
Okay, that's gonna do that. Web, drag. Once we're in there, gonna just close the door, turn off the light, pop him into web world.
All right, so you pop into web world. And web world in this place looks like an old dead forest. It's like you're seeing giant dead trees. The webs strung between them look old and almost cobwebby. You can see some of the older or some of the smaller. Don't know if you call them arachnid spirits or what you call them. Some of the lesser creatures of web world. Kind of scurrying back away from you.
I don't pay much mind. I'm just gonna. Not the worst place I've been to in web world. And now I'm just gonna start pick up a branch and just start poking him in the head. Steele, wake up, sweetie. You're gonna be late for school. Steele. And the pokes just escalate until I'm just smacking him in the face with a branch.
Every now and then the armor is sparking up when you touch it. So while you're that's going to take you a couple minutes to rouse Steele. So let's cut back to the real world, or at least the physical world. All right. So did the rest of y'all follow that weren't already in the office? Follow Recluse back into the office?
Yeah.
Okay. So y'all are all standing around in Steele's office. I'm Nikolai sitting there on the computer. Come on. 5% left.
Let's go over to be ready with the portal.
Sure. Where do you want to go?
Just back where we came from.
Okay. And she opens the portal back up to the rooftop y'all were standing on.
Oh, I would have asked her just to have it ready, not to open it up yet necessarily.
Oh. She closes it again.
Thank you.
From outside the office down the hallway, you hear a ding of like an elevator opening, and you hear people like marching down the hallway. Probably some other regular security forces. About that time, though, Omniglot's like, "I've got it," and she pulls out the flash drive.
Okay.
Pockets it inside her coat.
And Recluse is still off in Webworld, right? Oh, this is happening while he's
Right. He has just disappeared into the bathroom with Steele.
Okay. In that case, I'll ask Aurora to go ahead and open up that portal and start sending people through, but I'll stay on this side for Recluse.
Okay, so as soon as it's open,
Oh,
Omniglot goes through.
yeah. I'll ask Aurora to stick with Omniglot and just watch her back just in case.
Aurora steps through with Omniglot. They don't go anywhere because Aurora needs to be there to shut the portal when y'all get through.
Oh, right.
So you and Unison are there. You hear security forces getting closer.
I'm gonna get a blinding flash ready.
Okay.
I guess I'll prep 3 shots as well.
You hear approach the doors. The doors fly open. Ray, you said you were sitting there with a blinding flash sort of thing ready to go.
Yeah, dazzle attack. Yeah.
All
I
right.
will only be able to get one of them unless I stunt it.
All right.
I'm already down a couple of points. So.
Let's see.
I mean,
These
if
guys
you
are
just-
soldiers, and it's coordination to avoid a flash, I think.
Yes.
All right, let's go ahead and give me a roll for that then.
And I just flash, whoever comes in first.
Yeah. So you hit the guy that flung the door open. That is dazzled. You beat him by 1. All right, so he's dazzled for a turn, so he can't shoot this round.
How many are there?
Let's see. Fairly normal sized elevator. 5 of them. So you've blinded one. Unison, take your shots. All of them hit. And what kind of damage do you do again?
6.
Okay.
That's a whole lot of stun and slam checks, so I'm hoping he just knocks him out.
Unfortunately, no. They've all got 1 health left.
Oh, well then. That's going to be a stun and slam check on the first one, a stun and slam check on the second one, and a stun and slam check on the third one.
All right. Roll both times for the first guy. 9 and 11.
Yeah.
He got a 7 and a 5. So he is
okay, cool. Stunned.
He is slammed and stunned. Which I think it's stunned to, and he is stunned enough for the full knockout. All right, that one gets knocked down, but he is not unconscious. And then the last one. He goes flying and he's unconscious. Meanwhile, in Web World,
Smack, wake up.
yeah. At this point, you're hitting him with the little branch hard enough that, like, if you did this to your car, you'd be leaving dents. His suit's a little stouter than that, but. So yeah, he swats, grabs the branch, breaks the top half off. I'm awake, sweet Lord, what was that all? And then he just goes silent when he sees you, and kind of, he does that quick. I'm laying on my back, but I'm kind of half getting up and scrambling away from you.
Hi, listen, don't make any false moves, because right now I am pretty much best friends with the gods of this reality, so let's not go all blasty, punchy.
Give me a will save.
Which I can do now, because my internet came back up. I'm going to stay on my phone, because it's kind of touchy, so... And... That's... my willpower plus 2 from persuasion.
Yep.
That's
This would definitely be persuasion. So a marginal success. So he looks a little doubtful, but he doesn't start shooting you, and he's looking around like he's examining the area. Yep. You know, he stands up. He finishes standing up. All right, this is definitely not Earth. I don't know if I believe gods. What are you?
Okay, so you still don't remember me.
No.
Opinions on the Pharoah.
She's ruled forever. She's done good work. What opinions am I supposed to have?
We were just checking to see if something would have changed if I popped you over to I don't really want to call it an alternate reality. Let's call it parallel.
I'm familiar with the concept.
Or not really parallel. Like, would parallel account for just like a universe that exists within our reality? Is like it's hard to explain.
More like a sub-reality
Sub-reality,
directly tied to
subspace,
ours.
Yeah, like you're a nerd. Think subspace from Star Trek.
Yeah, that's where they send the communications through. Why are there so many little bugs? I mean, they're not little bugs, but little compared to you.
You want to see the bigger bugs?
They're bigger than you. No. You said I should know you. Who were you? Did that happen to you on accident?
Would you? You're not gonna believe me if I tell you, but I'm gonna tell you anyway. We were the Pharoah took over. Well, me and my friends, we were away for a while, and then the Pharoah just sort of stepped in and took over the world, and don't know exactly how she did it. Some kind of pretty tough magic made everyone either changed history on a local level, or just hit everyone with a big enough mind whammy that you all just accepted her as some sort of eternal ruler.
Uh-huh.
And I don't care if you believe me or not. Honestly, like, it is taking a lot for me just not to. It was honestly took a lot for me just to not stomp on your head with everything I have while you were out. I really don't like you.
According to the recordings of my suit, you didn't stop much short of that.
I was just trying to wake you up.
So I'm assuming we were not friends back in before this takeover.
Well, you tried to be friends.
So you're just the unfriendly sort.
I mean, you tried to take over the world too. With mind whammy bullshit too. We stopped you.
The satellites.
The satellites, yes! I guess that's what she's having you build.
She wanted me to build the satellites. The satellites were the schematics for the satellites were already in my computers. But I don't remember inventing them. But I recognize the fingerprints of my own work. I couldn't figure out where they had come from. Some of my electronic documents were oddly blank, and I have no memory of working them. He's pacing back and forth in front of you. It's weird. I have no memory of what you're talking about. It's hard to believe, but what you're telling me is it's matching up with some inconsistencies I had noticed.
I'm proud of you there, sweetie Belle.
I'd have had to have a lot of those satellites to cover the entire world, though.
How many have you been able to construct any of them yet?
Oh, we've got two about done with construction. Like I said, I had the full schematic, so it's just a matter of getting the machinery to actually build the things. And we're working on the rockets to get them into orbit.
Of course. Where exactly are you building the rockets here? Like at this site or somewhere else?
They're doing some building and testing. There are other sites in other parts of the world where the full on the full on production runs will be done at. For whatever reason, the Pharaoh wanted them as stealthy as you can make a rocket. Well, she wanted invisible rockets. I've explained to her how hard it is to do anything kind of stealthy like that, but though we've made some strides.
Yeah, last time I think you disguised them as just basic communication satellites. Last time, first time, whatever. Yeah, you only had a few of them then too. It's kind of a long-term plan on your part.
No, probably started with one country.
Yep. So how does it make you feel, Steele? To have someone just sort of dig into your brains and play around with them to make you just a happy little pawn?
I felt fine about it until now. What was it? So you say you stopped me. I'm assuming you and your little friends out there.
Some of them, yeah. team's grown since then.
And you think you have some way to revert things back?
Gonna do our damnedest.
How can I help?
God, I'm making a pact with the devil here.
You're making a pact with a man that doesn't remember the sins that you're so angry about. It'd almost be like if you time traveled and met me before I did whatever it is that has upset you.
All right. Just whatever information you have on the other sites, we'd appreciate it if you pass it along. But honestly, shit, I don't know if I want you as a man on the inside or for you to come with us. Because I hate you, but you are damn good at what you do.
If I stay at the facility, I could sabotage the further research. But to slow it down in such a manner that it doesn't seem suspicious, it just seems like there's been some delays. At least for a while. Because she's given me access to other geniuses. I'm sure you saw the lab assistant I had when you birthed. Well, you may not have. You were very intent on punching me. But as I was making the announcement, one of my lab technicians was with me. Nikki is very good at what she does. So there, if I just go away with you, there are other people that can just pick up where we were at and keep going.
Yeah. All right. Stay here. Screw with them as much as you can without getting yourself, I don't know, executed, mummified. I don't know what they do to dissidents here.
No, execution generally.
Yeah.
Once they don't think they can get any more information out of you or have any more use for you. At least that's my understanding. I'm high up in business, not high up in government.
Oh, hey, does that suit of yours record voice? Is that suit of yours making a sound recording right now?
Yes. The moment we engaged in combat, it would have begun recording, just in case. I haven't ordered it to stop or anything.
Okay, I highly advise you to scramble that after we part ways.
Oh yeah, I can scrub I can scrub the suit's SSD, or most likely replace it. Not that the Pharaoh seems to be super up on technology, but she does have loyal people who are working for her. So
yeah,
you make a good point.
Yeah, as far as we can tell, she literally just came out of nowhere, like a few weeks ago. It's time gets weird in space.
She's from space? No, you were in space. Oh, that is why you were not affected by whatever it was that she did. Okay.
Yeah, there was this galactic invasion thing going on. We hopped over and we should probably go now. Like, I'm friends with the head honchos here, but there's also other stuff here that I don't, I'm friends with them, but they're kind of sink or swim gods,
Are they all arachnoid, insectoid? Are they all arthropod-based deities?
Kind of. Like, this is sort of where the platonic ideal of insects comes from. This reality.
Oh, it's like Plato's forms. This is like the more perfect form.
Oh, you've read Plato.
Of course.
Yeah, you struck me as a pretty well-read guy. All right. Yeah, let's go ahead and head on out. And he's going to just reach out a hand to Steele.
Still takes it.
Yeah, pops back over. And then turn the lights back on at the bathroom.
It is a very nice executive washroom sort of place.
Open the door, step on out.
You're not the first person I've had in here, but you're probably the strangest.
Wait a minute, what's that supposed to mean?
I'm not gonna dig too deep into that.
So he steps out while you guys are still kind of exchange, or the two of them step out of the bathroom while y'all are, where Unison and Ray are still exchanging fire with security guys. The door to the office is making a sort of choke point, and they're not in a real big hurry to try to just rush in, to getting shot. So it's been kind of a stalemate with them ducking around, taking a few shots here and there. But yeah, you see Steele, still in his full armor, come walking out with Recluse. He glances around. Where's my lab assistant?
She packing the sonic gun?
She's got one built into her suit, yes.
Where is she? Where did we leave her?
Y'all left her out front on the pavement.
Yeah, she's unconscious in a suit outside.
Okay, but just unconscious, all right. She's got some real potential, that one.
You don't remember us. We were heroes previously.
Oh, yeah, your friend said something about me trying to take over the world.
Yeah, you killed me a whole lot.
Sorry?
Don't worry, you're very bad at killing people.
Well, to be fair, I could die a lot and it not matter.
Oh, some kind of immortality power. Neat.
No, just...
And he gestures to the other Unison standing around. Do all of you have that power?
I make more of them, but I feel what they feel.
Oh, you're a duplicator.
Yep. Don't worry, you already knew that, technically.
Well, no, he'd have thought you were part of a Super Sentai team. You're the one sitting there explaining your powers to him.
Yeah, it's fun to have multiple explanations of the same power in one guy.
Okay, that sounds vaguely Joker-esque. Well, here's my origin. And then I give you my origin over here, and it's something completely different. And that's just how I remember it that day.
And then when you come back, you're going to have both memories of me explaining my power to you in two separate ways. And you won't know which way's which. Because I don't like you, and I want you to worry about things in the middle of the night. Now anyway, back to the game.
He's also fascinated by the portal he sees. That's how you got behind me so quickly. Fascinating. Oh well, I suppose y'all should be on your way now.
Yep, we have confirmed what we needed to confirm, and sounds like we've gotten the information we need to get. Recluse, are we good to go?
Yeah, we're good to go.
All right.
Ray, do you mind calling a retreat?
Retreat. Back to the portal.
Oh, but Steele's like, oh, before you go, he points at Landshark. Big guy, I need you to punch me into the hallway. On 3, 2, and as he's counting down, he starts firing energy blast over to some other part of the building. Or other part of his room. And Landshark, kind of looks at y'all. And then punches him so he goes flying into the hallway. And then y'all run through the portal. And like I said, so Aurora and Omniglide are waiting on the other side of the portal. It shuts. Y'all are on that rooftop where y'all were originally spying on and giving a speech.
All right.
Because you told Aurora to take y'all back where y'all came from.
Okay. Now I'll ask her to take us back to where we came from before this, which, the location I didn't want to mention in front of hostiles.
She's like, "Do you mean the construction site or the ship, or the plane, or whatever y'all call the ones that fly in the atmosphere?"
That's right. We had a stealth plane.
Mhm.
Yeah, that. Please.
Okay, so she takes you back to your landing site.
How's radiation doing?
He eventually got the better of the foreman. You know, he was fighting the several of the construction crew were superpowered, but only the foreman seemed able to go toe to toe with him. I think y'all had deduced that the foreman was some kind of kinetic energy absorber.
Yeah, because I gave him the advice to just throw him.
And that is what he did. He eventually grabs him and just chunks him.
Has he been able to find information to corroborate with what we told him so that he can come with us?
Well, once he was loose from that, he just sort of looked around and just started running towards running out of town, basically.
So does he not want to come with us?
You're not sure? He just starts running, and when it's like he hits a street he recognizes or something, and he turns and just starts following it, and he's moving more or less out of town.
Alright,
Yeah.
I'll let my ghost
remember-
keep going with him, but, ask him what his plan is and if he wants us to stay to pick him up.
No, he needs to return home to see what has changed since he's been gone.
Alright, so you are good with us separating and leaving you.
Yes.
Understood. That is what we are going to do then.
Thank you again for freeing me. I am in your debt.
You more than paid for any supposed crimes with a 60-year imprisonment.
That is most reasonable of you. I believe the men that put me there would have simply left me to rot for all of time. Oh, if it's been all this time, tell me. Actually, see. Oh, had y'all talked about the Primus when he first met you?
Yes.
So he would already know the Primus is still alive.
He knows that I don't like the Primus.
That implies he's still alive.
Yeah.
So he won't get excited at the thought that the Primus and the blue ensign, or the red ensign, or no, blue ensign, are probably dead.
Blue ensign.
But yeah, he'll thank you again, and he'll run off into the wilderness to be dealt with in a future season, or maybe in the future of this one. Who knows?
Well, all right then. Though that'll poof, and the one holding him will poof, and I'll be back at the plane.
All right, so y'all load up into the plane. You take off. A short time later, kind of at the very edge of what y'all can pick up with the craft's radar, you see several high-speed planes look like they're headed for the science city. Clearly you caused enough of a ruckus, and alarms have gone up and stuff scrambling in that area, but you don't see anything. Nothing seems to veer off in y'all's direction. So, your ship's stealth capabilities apparently have not been, penetrated. And it's quite a few hours flight.
Yeah. So while we're nice and comfortable in the plane, I will look at Ray. So, Ray. Pretty sure we had handled most of their big hitters inside that base, correct? Ray?
I'm sorry. I'm sorry. Oh boy. I missed that. I'm sorry. What did I miss?
From the looks of it, we had probably handled most of their heavy hitters in that base, correct?
Yeah, I believe so. I mean, the only supers I recall seeing where the
And Recluse,
construction
from the
crew, which really-
information you gave us, there were 2 satellites in this science city, correct?
Yep.
And we didn't break either of them. I'm gonna put this down as a C- for our mission. Because we definitely succeeded, but not nearly as well as we should have.
I thought these satellites were still under construction.
He said he completed. Steele just said. Steele just revealed that 2 of them were completed, and yeah, we didn't think so.
They were still working on the rockets to deliver them to orbit, but
Ah.
Don't get me wrong, we accomplished things that needed to be accomplished. This is definitely a success on paper.
Well, we do technically have a man on the inside. Maybe he can do something about that. If we can figure out a way to get back in touch with him, which I don't think we secured in our haste to get away from the remainder of the guards.
alright. Y'all make it back to the base. The multidimensional man is waiting for you when you get there. Soon as the door to the craft opens, he's standing there. Everybody all right? How'd the mission go?
C- in practice.
That sounds like Unison was grading your performance.
Well, we have a man on the inside now.
Oh, who?
Steele.
How did you manage that?
Turns out an egomaniac who is also a fastidious engineer notices inconsistencies with what he's being told, and whenever you add in a few little puzzle pieces to make those inconsistencies make sense, he starts working with you.
So you told him what had gone on, what the Pharaoh had done.
Mm-hmm.
It's other things he had noticed fell in, and okay, that makes a certain amount of sense.
Yeah, from this evidence, it seems like the mind control is wide-reaching but fairly shallow.
Okay. When you explained what happened to him, did that snap him out of it? Did he start remembering?
No. And
No.
even taking him to other reality didn't clear his mind, but he did believe us that the Pharoah had screwed with his brain and everyone else's brain.
Because he's a fastidious note taker and realized that things he was being told did not align with notes he had already written in his own handwriting.
Ah, I see. Well, at least
we
that...
also...
No, go ahead.
Go ahead, sir.
No, go ahead.
We also released a old Russian scientist who's a radiation monster.
It's fine.
He was surprisingly stable for someone who'd been in isolation. For so long.
MDM gets very quiet. I wish I had my full files here. It was before my time, but I remember there being some sort of... It was real hushed up. We mostly just heard rumors on this end. Of the Russians had cracked out some sort of big monster. I know for a fact they let the Primus and the Blue Ensign in, which was unheard of back then.
That's
The Soviets didn't ask for outside help, and they certainly didn't let America's premier.
Yes,
hero
in
in.
his own recollection of events, they kind of called that in after he said he was going to kill Stalin. Or Lenin. I forget which one he said.
I think that was early. Let's see. Stalin would have been 40s. It might have been whoever was after. It might have been whoever was after Stalin. I can't remember for sure.
Khrushchev?
He was going after the leadership, though. He was mad about it,
But,
and he had laid waste to some of their homegrown heroes.
He's also kind of a rage monster where as he gets worked up, he gets less and less in control of himself. But while in a somewhat calm state, he's just a person who had been imprisoned for 60 years.
He should have been stark raving mad.
He was somewhat.
Where is he now?
Yeah, Russia.
Oh, thanks for narrowing that down for me. When he says that, he looks over at Omniglide, who rattles off basically the latitude and longitude of the city y'all were in. The doctor didn't seem to be any faster than a normal person, so if he was traveling in a straight line in the westernly direction that y'all last saw him, she rattles off about where longitude and latitude of about where he would have made it to by this point, assuming he hasn't stopped to sleep.
He also has a unique radiation pattern that will probably be visible by satellite in this day and age.
And once we get some governments back that can access those satellites, yes. All right, well, if he's sane, then hopefully he won't be a problem. If he is, he's a problem for another day. We got bigger fish to fry at the moment.
Right now, if he's a problem, he's a big enough problem for the Pharaoh. Because he knows that that's the person who is trying to seal him in forever in his prison. So he will not be happy with her.
Wait. He didn't remember. His memories hadn't been altered?
Oh, yeah, the metal encasing him is special, to say the least.
Oh.
It reverberates and became stronger through the energy he was putting into it. And it also seems like a type of shielding from anything.
Fascinating. Not something we can not something to get too fixated on at the moment, I guess. And Omni at that point, Omni pulls out the flash drive and says she's got some files to be working on. She goes over one of the computers, starts fiddling away.
Do you need a couple of my copies to help do organizational work?
Only if I start printing stuff out.
Oh, right.
You know how Dad likes his hard copies.
I'll just sigh and send 2 copies with her.
The multidimensional man is not... He's not tech illiterate, but there's some things that he keeps a very old-fashioned view of. You can't hack a file cabinet.
He's never needed to. He could just look inside of it.
You do notice him, and you see Geist a little bit later. Seem to be the only 2 in the base at the moment.
Other missions happening?
Forsyth owed a couple of other operatives a favor, and they're helping them rescue someone, sort of. He goes, I personally don't know that it was that great an ideal.
Who are they rescuing?
It was well, you might, you know, he looks at you and says, well, you've probably got files on him. Frost Giant and Serpent Boy.
Oh yeah, they helped during the faulty apocalypse.
Yeah, against the Vasilev.
They're also in that the same mythology.
Yeah, it's John and Molly, yes. Yeah, it seems like a lot of your mythological tide or deific tide creature, or people and creatures for that matter, were not overly affected by this. You know, it seems like there were two types that were completely unaffected. And of course, the Majestics weren't affected, but I don't know what sort of weird tech they've got in their suits. But anyway, Frost Giant had a, you know, he's basically Foster's Serpent Boy, and there was another child, a little. He called her psychic. I don't think that's what was actually going on, though she definitely has enhanced mental abilities. But she was affected, and apparently with some other Foster family. I don't know how they're planning to snap her out of things or what they're planning to do, but. But Forsyth was going to have them do it quietly. Anyway, that's where they're off to now. Well, I'm sure y'all want to freshen up. That's, you know, it was like a 10, 12-hour flight one way, a bunch of fighting and skulking around in ruins, and then a 12-hour flight back.
Honestly, not nearly enough skulking around in ruins.
Oh, a lot of interesting stuff there, huh?
No, we just got loud way faster than I thought we were going to get loud.
Yeah, that happens sometimes. But if you've actually got Steele on our side, that could be useful. We'll have to find a way to stay in regular contact with him. But
I'll go send a ghost copy.
it's a long flight back for a ghost.
He can go. He's a fast helicopter.
Which is a lot slower than the plane y'all were using.
Yeah, I know. It would not be fun.
Could you have Aurora pop a portal and you send the ghost through the portal?
Well, I mean, I could just let the copy walk through, bury himself in dirt, and then ghost.
That is true.
Anyway, y'all are having all this talk. Aurora's gotten bored. She's drifted over to TV.
That's fine and fair. It's relaxing time.
Since John and Molly had showed her how to work the thing.
What is the child watching?
You know, that's a very curious thing about television. Are cartoons still running the way cartoons were running? Because they show a world that definitely doesn't have the Pharaoh in charge.
Mm-hmm.
Ooh, that's
but they're
a good
fictional.
question.
But they're fictional worlds, so it's just like could be in the form for storytelling. That this is just a world where the Pharaoh doesn't exist. Because that seems like the micromanaging of that. It would be easier just to say these are all fictional stories where Pharaoh doesn't exist, than to cut them all out entirely.
That's a good question. Though I had said with radio, you know, you mostly had news stations.
Yeah, my guess is, you know, if I know my authoritarian regimes, they most likely get cracked. The artist is always one of the first ones they go for. So I would be actually surprised if a lot of those cartoons still existed.
Yeah, I'm trying to think of cartoons that would be safe to show. Something like the Smurfs you could probably show. Anything that didn't exist, anything that wasn't necessarily set on an Earth.
Hmm.
That's a very good question. She found something to watch. And there was a large DVD collection, so maybe she's watching a cartoon off a DVD. In fact, that's what we'll go with. She pulls out the My Little Pony Friendship is Magic box set and starts up where she left off before y'all left.
So it's not fair. So it's not Pharaoh's magic. It's It's still friendship.
Mm-hmm. Anyway, that was a tangent. So yeah, she gets bored with y'all's chit chatting and goes, and starts watching watching a cartoon. Omnigod's going through the files. Okay, yeah. He definitely had 2 of the satellites pretty much ready to go. Just needed a way to launch them. His design on the rockets is pretty good. It wouldn't take him much longer. They looks like they're already in the process of building the first prototype of the rocket. Plenty of ways things can go wrong with a prototype, though, so he wouldn't have too much trouble sabotaging that. She shows you on here. They've already got like a distribution pattern planned out. And she points to like the pattern over over what was the United States. This is pretty much the same pattern that he actually used last time. It's like, he's hitting there, he's hitting Europe and China,
Mm-hmm.
The stages they've got planned out, it's what was the big world powers initially, or it's kind of where they're starting at.
And presumably these will be a bit more thorough of a brainwashing than whatever spell or whatever she's using is now.
Or she's hoping it'll work on people that the spell didn't work on.
Do they have a
or something.
proposed location for it to launch to in space?
Yeah, she's showing you the map of where they plan on placing the satellites in orbit.
Do the satellites they have already built have rockets in them again to shoot at people?
Yeah, that was part of the original design. The satellites are pretty much just the design he used before.
I can be up there and take care of them again.
Omniglot leans back and kind of pats you on the shoulder.
It burns really hot.
It should be over really quick then.
It's the repetition of the thing.
She rotates in her chair to get to look you just dead in the face. Maybe you should talk to somebody about that.
Well, I mean, it's death. It hurts. It's very painful and bad. No one will disagree with that.
Do you linger on these thoughts?
Not typically, but when it's brought up of hey, here's a problem where the solution that worked the last time involved you dying a whole lot. I think about it. I go, oh, that means I might have to die a whole lot again. That's going to be bad.
Okay. She's like, okay, that sounds healthy. Okay.
Yeah, it's not post-trauma. It is, hey, you were about to have to go through a torturous event a second time in your life. And I go, oh, that's not going to be fun.
Mm-hmm.
MDM's just like, he's tough. He'll suck it up. But MDM's a boomer, so, emotions are kind of like, I don't know about that.
Maybe we could find out when these things actually are set to launch and intercept them before they get out of the atmosphere.
Well, it's quite some time off. They are still experimenting on what kind of rockets they're going to use.
Yeah.
Those 2 satellites, these satellites themselves are constructed. No delivery system at all.
ideally we'll have these wrapped up before they finish the
Yeah, if all I have to do is figure out a way to turn invisible first, and then I can handle the rockets in flight. I see my joke has fallen upon deaf ears. Or enough of you believe that I can learn how to become invisible in a matter of months. Not really sure which of this is.
Omniel's like, how long did it take you to learn how to do the brain blast?
A couple of surgeries.
Now, had Unison explained to his father about the brain blasts, or how he was going about getting that?
No, not yet.
So MDM immediately get his attention. Oh, we need to talk.
I guess.
Listen, if someone can help me procure a squirrel, a rabbit, like any sort of small mammal that might be living in the region, me, you, and the poor test animal can pop over and talk with the folks like you wanted to. And, I got to talk to him anyway about the
Recluse, not the time, Recluse, not the time.
MDM's like, no, Recluse, please continue. What was he wanting to talk to your folks about?
There's a long story about me doing...
Go ahead.
No, you go ahead. He asked you.
Fashion tips. Yeah, he's explained to me he's concerned with how his abilities are expanding. And he was hoping to talk with my folks about seeing how to maybe curtail or better control their expansion.
He turns and looks at you, Unison. It's not unusual for advanced minds to continue developing for a while and occasionally figure out things they didn't realize they could do. Why are you this concerned about it?
Well, when I developed the healing ability, I realized that I could force a direction, and if it started to go bad, fix it immediately. And there was an intergalactic war going on, so I kind of expedited some processes.
You were experimenting on yourself, is what you're telling me.
To be fair, I was experimenting on copies of myself, and then realized what directions I needed to go to safely maneuver myself.
There's a reason doctors don't work on themselves. Never mind commit surgery on themselves. They don't even diagnose themselves. They go to other doctors.
Oh, don't worry. I spoke to other me's to do it.
You're altering a tool, basically. You're working on a tool with itself. Altering... Oh. You're smarter than this. You know logically why this is a bad idea. Why were you doing this? There are people you can come talk to.
I did talk to him. I point to Recluse.
I meant for the sir. All right, son, you're grown. I can't tell you not to perform surgery on yourself. But I will have to talk to your superiors in Spear about it. Well, once we get Spear back.
Yeah, once. Yeah, about that.
And this is not something I can keep from your mother. She's going to have to hear about it. And while I may look at you and go, you're a grown man, I can't actually stop you from doing this. Your mother may or may not decide that. You kids are her babies after all.
It's not really much for me to say to that.
Anyway, y'all should go get washed up and maybe get something to eat. Omniglot just kind of waves his suggestion off. I didn't do much fighting. I didn't sweat much. I can do some more work first. All right. So what do the rest of y'all have the evening off essentially? Is there anything y'all want to research, ask about particularly, or anything y'all want to do, or talk amongst yourselves if you feel like?
So
I'm gonna guess at this point, Bruce is... Sorry, go ahead.
No, you go ahead. I'm sorry.
Oh, I'm gonna guess at this point, Bruce is gonna be wanting to get back with Santa Luna, and I'll be trying to talk him down from that, and given that while we're still in Pharaoh occupied territory, so to speak, wouldn't be safe quite yet to make contact with our loved ones.
That is true.
And, well, how does everyone else feel about that?
It really is probably a good idea to just try and avoid making too much contact with other cells. Like, Santa Luna isn't under the Pharaoh's control, right?
No, Santa Luna specifically is.
Oh, he specifically is. That's right. That's right.
Santa Luna
No.
seems to be hanging around in the Pharaoh's capital.
It's gonna be
Every time Santa Luna is seen on camera, Santa Luna seems to be in a great mood, walking around, well dressed, like Santa Luna is always well dressed.
That's right. That's
wearing
right.
pumps.
Right. Ah.
Which probably
I mean,
doesn't
nothing
mean
more.
anything to any of your characters, though the players probably know what that means. Well, Land, I think that Landshark, if Curse
Bruce might
Landshark.
have told us.
I think he did mention something about that being a sign that Luna may be possessed. But I don't know if he went into the whole, it's his grandmother.
Oh, that's right. He had the shoes on.
Yep. Because Santa Luna usually wears like really nice boots that go with his outfit. And the first thing his grandmother does when she takes over is usually change those into more fashionable shoes, in her opinion.
That's the towel.
Yeah, it's probably best to try and avoid making contact with him for right now. Like, I know that is going to just keep ripping Bruce's heart out, but... Oof.
Bruce, if I remember some stuff Kurt said, Bruce is probably convinced that he could snap Luna out of it given the chance.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, power of love and all that.
But he can't fly the planes, so it's not like he's going to run down to Memphis, Egypt on his own and try to do it right away.
Plus, odds are decent that he'd end up in Memphis, Tennessee by accident.
I can totally see him tunneling underground, a la Bugs Bunny, and popping up at the wrong place.
Exactly.
I think I took a wrong turn in Antioch.
We'll go ahead and pull Recluse to the side for a moment as well.
I'm so sorry about... I didn't really consider with your dad there and...
So, one, I recognize fully that what we are even thinking about doing with this is somewhat supervillain behavior and somewhat psychotic. Let us not ignore that. Let us not distract ourselves from that. We are doing kind of a bad person thing here. I do not want to play pretend that we are not. With that being said, we do not openly state our plans to commit surgery to innocent animals in front of superheroes.
Fair enough. Fair enough.
I recognize both of us have a slight disconnect from our own humanity for differing reasons. But we do kind of have to remember, hey, let's not do that.
Understood.
And also, I guess I'm gonna kind of wait until after. Hold that thought. Can I see MDM still?
Yeah, y'all stepped over into the little kitchenette or whatever. Him and Omniglot are still over by the computer on the other side of the room.
Okay, cool. There's only one of him. If he astral projects, he has to lay down. So I know he's not listening. We'll have to wait till after this Pharaoh stuff to sneak off and commit to checking with surgeries.
All right, not a problem.
There's also every chance he has every room in this place bugged. But if that's it, then that's it. Who cares? Also, if you have any way to up your mental resistance, I'd suggest you do so before my mother arrives.
Who the hell is your mother, by the way? You're talking about you every time she comes up. Your sister, who I am so glad is your sister, by the way, for the last time, for a good while. I thought you two were shacking up, and I was a little bit disturbed because, like, she looked like she was fresh out of high school, man. But oh my god, thank God you're related. That
Please,
plays out.
please recognize the senses. I thought you were shacking up. Thank God you're related. Definitely could be taken out of context.
Yes, it's just your relationship dynamic there. How you two are bouncing off each other makes so much more sense now.
Yeah,
I'm glad you aren't checking.
Again with the bouncing off each
Yeah,
other.
yeah, bouncing off.
Yeah. Yes.
Zach, your
Growing-
Georgia showing a little bit.
So,
yes.
Says the guy
Growing
sitting in Alabama. Yeah.
But
Growing up, being able to listen to 8 conversations aided very heavily in listening to the child who could carry on 8 conversations at once.
yeah, who is your mother? You sound like you're describing a natural disaster coming towards us.
Yeah, she's a really powerful psychic.
Like, ever tried to take over the world, murked any superheroes, murked any supervillains?
Don't know.
Awesome. So she's just one of the probably a whole lot of really terrifying people who just weren't interested in the whole and recluse gestures to Unison's uniform.
Hey, Recluse, in this moment, I'm going to be very genuine with you. Because you are inherently a mutant, and therefore, obviously, somewhat on my side no matter what.
Yeah.
There's like a whole society of psychics in secret.
Ooh,
Oh, really?
Big reveal.
Yeah, but also, I'm technically part of it, technically not, because I'm not psychic.
Your abilities are all mentally based, though, like accessing the
Yes.
astral plane, stuff like that.
Yeah,
You just have weird manifestations.
I do things like them, but since I can't communicate with them the way they like to communicate, I'm kind of on the outskirts.
Oh, one of those situations. Yeah,
but also,
no,
I'm a being made of paranoia.
Mhm.
So I know of a quote-unquote secret society, so my brain has told me they are incredibly dangerous.
I mean, if they can do what? Yeah, like 5 people with telepathy in a single room is a concerning prospect. Like, when you say secret society, are you talking a social club or like a parallel culture?
I saw a couple of classes worth as I was growing up.
Okay, so probably closer to like a parallel culture. But, okay. Yeah, no, an understandable amount of paranoia.
It's probably less than there are mutants,
Mhm.
if I had to guess. But anyway, this is super secret, and you don't tell anybody, okay?
Not a problem.
Cool. Thanks, buddy.
Not a problem. Anyway, I'm gonna go talk to my folks, let them know Gram's coming. If you don't see me anymore, it means they might have decided to just eat me, or they sent me off to somewhere more important than whatever's going on here.
Do I need to slump a copy onto you so that
If you want, I genuinely don't know if they'll see you or not, but like, you okay with being in the presence of insect gods who may or may not be incredibly pissed and or terrified in the next few minutes?
I mean, if they erode the brain, it'll be the brain of a copy.
Yep. You haven't eaten anything recently, have you?
The copies are made of astral projection. They don't have anything physical in them.
Ectoplasm.
Okay, just like, you know, food is good. Food is good for your body.
I'll go ahead and have a copy and just kind of hold your arm, I guess.
All right. We will. As this is weird as hell. We're just gonna lead him into an empty room and turn off the lights and go into a corner.
Yeah.
Hopefully, no one sees us because it's a very weird action to take.
Well, people on your team know how your power works. So.
Yeah. The only person that wouldn't know what was going on was MDM, who, by your own admission, now knows slightly about WebWorld.
Yeah, the first time we met him, I said, "You met the Crawling Gods? I heard of him." And it turns out, no, he's just a liar about how his power works.
So anyway, y'all go in there. You know, y'all walk into the room. As you turn around and flip the lights on, Aurora's just standing at the doorway. What y'all doing?
Listen, I'm. Do you want to come meet the Crawling Gods?
Yes. I wasn't trying to eavesdrop, but you know, I have very good hearing. And y'all are very loud.
Yeah, come on. Like, I'm pretty sure they'd have to work to actually hurt you. Like, there's just probably some treaties in place to keep them from, like, out and out eating you if things go really south.
Yeah, I don't know. I know we got treaties with lots of gods. She crawls up on your back, gonna ride you like a pony.
Thanks.
I would like to note that I refrained from doing that, showing incredible restraint.
Thank God Bruce isn't here right now. And click off to WebWorld.
And the real me is going to go shower.
Alright, so I guess while this is going on, Ray, you're still talking to Landshark. You know, unless there's anybody else you wanted to talk to. Though really it's only MDM and
There's still copies of me in the room if you want to talk to me.
But okay, so you two and Aurora arrive in WebWorld. Where the base is on top of the or on top of a mountain, you know, because y'all are in the Alps. The geography here seems to be about the same. But where there's snow outside, where y'all are at, the hilltops here are pretty barren. You can see a ways down the mountain where forests start. They look a little more lush here. They don't look dead or sickly like they did over around the Science City.
Mm-hmm.
But Aurora launches off your back, and she's looking around. Oh, this is so neat. Mom's never let me out of the dimension before.
It has its own certain beauty to it. There's a lot of very dangerous things here, even to me. Not just talking about the gods either.
Please stay within a distance of 10 seconds of travel to get back to us?
Oh yeah, no problem. And then
I recognize
she's just gone.
how incredibly far that distance
Not
is
counting
from
the
you.
portals. Yeah, also not. Make sure you clarify that you're not counting the portals.
Too late, she's gone. Just beelining.
Oh,
She's like 10 feet above the ground, just beelining down the mountain towards the forest.
Aurora, back here now!
I can't hear you.
Damn it. Okay, we're very quickly going to scuttle down towards her.
True to her word, she doesn't get further away than that travel, you know.
Job, here, let me dry it off for you. She found a dusty ball and washed it off in the sink all by herself.
Nice.
Alright, can I say that Recluse, before they popped over, grabbed stuff to make tea with? Like, cups, small propane stove, tea bags.
That all sounds like stuff that would have been in the would have been in the base, sure.
Yeah, we get down. So when we hook back up with Aurora, Recluse is gonna sit down and just start making tea, and he's gonna hand her some snack crackers. Not all of them, just a few, and offer some to the Unison copy.
All right, so y'all are snacking.
And once the tea's finished,
I just look at it like, okay, this exists, and I'll set it back down.
yeah, it's force of habit. You're standing here, but
I understand.
I'm doing this not because there's any special ritual. Just, you know, they like to have a little bit of something to drink, something to eat before we talk. And I don't have a steer on hand, so the tea. They like the tea. Just gonna clear his throat. Father who squirms, mother who swarms. Can you hear me? It's Recluse. Could we talk about a few things? I brought snacks.
Give me a willpower roll.
Is there any way to give assistance?
No.
Understood.
This is a purely Spider People's thing.
Would I be able to add a cult to this?
Yes, by all means, add a cult to it.
And maybe persuasion too?
Only one skill. I'll let you use the higher of your occult or persuasion. But...
That's 13.
Okay.
Oh, sure, you can have the crackers. Oh, I don't see snake glove. Oh.
He's here.
All right.
Happy.
Mm-hmm.
So you call for them. You're brewing some tea. Some time passes. Aurora gets bored and like shoots straight up. It's like above the tree line, not super high, just above the tree line.
Mm-hmm.
And she's like, got her, hand over her eyes, like she's looking around.
There's your snake. I'm sorry. You're welcome.
Were you hiding her toys?
Yeah, actually, she has a giant stuffed anaconda that was curled up in one of the little letter boxes on my desk.
Ah.
It was right behind the microphone, so I didn't see it.
So anyway, Aurora goes up above the rooftop. It's like she's looking around. Treetops. She's looking around. The two of you down by the tea pot. Give me perception rolls.
Sure. That's a 9.
That's 12.
All right, Zach, you don't notice it. Unison, however, you notice a little bit of movement in like the tree branches. Enough that you can tell there's something in there. But But with a marginal success, you don't get a good look at what it is. You just know there's something fairly, fairly big, not humongous, but probably about the size that Recluse currently is.
We have a guest approaching. Aurora, can you come down? We have a guest approaching.
She just dropped straight back down to whatever she was, whatever she was just sitting on, rock she was sitting on or something for the tea. Oh, I don't see them. Are they shy?
They're rustling a couple of trees around us.
A voice comes out of the trees. What do you want?
Recluse will pour a cup of tea and push it forward. I was on you may have been aware, but I was away on distant travels, dealing with a crisis far from Earth. On the way back, I made contact with another entity.
As you're starting to talk, this creature comes crawling out of the tree, down the trunk. At first glance, it strikes you like a giant wolf spider. But it's got an extra couple of limbs kind of up under its head with creepily almost human hands at the end. Also, it's only got two large eyes and then like one smaller eye kind of between them and up a little bit higher. Like I said, or like I've said before, many of the things in this world aren't exactly insects or exactly arachnids.
This is an entity I recognize, right?
You have not seen this one before.
Oh. Are you an emissary of the crawling gods?
I am. I am a messenger. He comes up. He accepts the tea. With those kind of creepily, imagine more or less human hands, but like armored up like a spider or an arachnid.
Mm-hmm. I suppose this is a fair ways to travel, but thank you for coming. But as I was saying, I was away from Earth dealing with a crisis, and on the way back, I made contact with an entity who wished to send greetings to the crawling gods, and that they are coming to visit soon. And Recluse just going to, his new legs are going to jitter around a little bit. This entity left their mark.
Yes. Yes. That is not what the mother who swarms and the father of... what was it? The father of...
Father who crawls.
Father who crawls. That is not part of the altar, a part of how they changed you, how they fixed you.
No, it is very much not. But...
Yes, got a very, very
Weaver...
different...
Go ahead.
Oh, when you say Grandmother Weaver, he takes 2 quick steps back and just drops his cup of tea.
Grandmother Weaver is coming to say hi.
We know. None of the great...
I felt it best.
I am here because none of the great ones will move about. We have felt we felt the tugging on the webs between worlds. It has warned us that she is headed this way. All the crawling gods are moving to their places of concealment. Did you bring her down on us?
No, I didn't. I don't think I did. Is there any way to distract her? Draw her to somewhere else?
If you could find some other world for her to devour.
I can have it arranged, maybe.
You would have to find another world where she has left a brood as she left one here. If the rest of the creeping gods discover that you have brought her down on us, you may no longer be welcome in our realm.
That is true. I would understand that. Is it possible to sever this world's connection from from the method she uses to travel?
If so, no one's discovered it before now. Though anything created can be destroyed, presumably. I mean, the universe itself will not last forever. There are those that wait outside the universe to devour its remains.
Yeah, we're aware of them. They almost stopped by for an early lunch.
Yes, we are aware. No one looked forward to that. We'd have to once again hibernate until a universe ready for our kind existed again.
Do you have any idea? Is there any idea how long it will be until she arrives?
From the vibrations along the web, she is getting close. She is not taking a meandering path. She appears to be traveling very directly here.
So does she simply seed worlds with broods to let them ripen? Leave them behind for something for her to eat?
I don't know if...
Or is it some sort...
I don't know if leaving us as food was her original purpose. But when she comes back, the more powerful gods are prey for her. She is the one above them, the mother of them, the progenitor of them. Some other gods have a similar setup. And all this time, he's been ignoring Aurora and Unison.
Mm-hmm. Unison, is there anything you would like to ask of our representative?
Does the Weaver have any intent to affect anything outside of this realm?
She can if she wishes. Her mind is vast. Far more than anything I could understand. I do not know what her plans would be once she was here.
I mean, there's little I could do to affect the mind of a god, so unless an emergency comes up where I must, I will leave this to those who know better.
And those that know better are hiding. And then he kind of looks at you. There is something odd about you. More so than just being mortal and human. And he walks up and he kind of pokes you with his finger a little bit.
I am merely a projection.
Oh, that is it. Yes, you're not made of meat.
If one wants to travel here safely, they need not be made of meat.
Yes, yes. I don't believe you would be a. I believe you might not be prey to anything here.
There are a few things I allow to call me prey.
I mean, something might attack you by mistake, but they'd get no nourishment from you. Oh, what about the little one? Oh. I see.
I don't think you want to touch one of the children.
No, no. There are some beings here that might look at one of the children as prey. I have no such delusions of grandeur, though. And most of the more powerful ones have compacts and agreements. So. Then he shovels himself around, back more or less facing Recluse.
Oh.
So you came here to warn us. I will pass your warning zone. You were a little late, perhaps, but your intentions will be appreciated. I will leave it to the mother and father to see if they decide the blame for this rests on you or not. You might get a summons. They may wish to question you in person.
To which I would answer humbly.
And when Unison started talking, he turns to face Unison to see what Unison wants.
If I'm not mistaken, Recluse, when you first told us about this, you said she was coming simply to see them, correct?
That is the language she used, yes.
Is that the language she has used when going to devour? I look towards the emissary.
She lies and plays word games when it amuses her. When she wishes to speak the truth, she speaks the truth.
Is there a way to know?
Yes, we can wait and see what she does when she gets here.
Is there any form of assistance we can give to help those who are hiding?
They will simply have to hide until she is done, until she is either sated or becomes bored.
Would there be a way to draw her interest in a direction?
Perhaps. I personally would not know what it is, but perhaps if Recluse is called to account, he can ask them himself. Or
if you need
I suppose,
a number of me's to distract, I could attempt. But I doubt I can amass enough to distract a god.
I don't know that she would notice you. I'm a little surprised that she noticed this one. He gestured to Recluse. He like myself, he is far too small to draw her attention as prey. How is it? He looks at Recluse. And Recluse, you can kind of read his facial expressions, where Unison and Aurora wouldn't really have a shot at it. For some reason, though, insect faces you just can kind of read. So he does look at you with some curiosity. How is it that you got her attention, though?
My hive was in danger on another world. I was on a craft orbiting it. So I took a risk and slipped into this reality while still on the ship. And I found myself on a thread leading down.
Not being on a world, you'd have been drawn to her nearest thread. Quite possibly the only creature, possibly in the universe, currently walking on her threads other than her. Most are smart enough to avoid them.
I did not know what would happen. Ignorance does not excuse any sin I may have committed, or any danger I may have put everything in, but my actions were driven by a desire to protect those I care about. And any action I take from here on out will be motivated by the same instinct. I've been shown incredible kindness and warmth by the beings of this reality, and I will do everything I can, muster every ounce of force necessary that I am able to in its defense.
The mother and father may hold you to that. But I shouldn't sound so accusatory. You have not been properly trained. We have all most likely merely thought of you as the occasional guest, when really we should have taught you. We should have treated you as someone, as one of us, as a young one freshly hatched. Over to the side, Aurora's like, to you, Eunice, and then she kind of gestures towards Recluse. Did he hatch out of an egg?
No, he was born human. Mammalian. Not egg. I realize there is some mammals that do eggs.
She's like, oh yeah, we've got a lot of those back home.
But no, he just got fixed from an injury in this place.
Mm-hmm.
Well, I don't know that it was necessarily injury so much as they just looked at it. Oh, this little pink thing is awfully kind of weak and defenseless. We can fix that.
Exactly.
Now look at him. Now he's a little cutie and strong enough to defend himself. Yeah, at least a little bit. But all right, is there anything else you want to ask this guy? Or any message you want him to take back? Any specific message you want him to take back?
Just what I've said so far.
Okay.
Including the will muster everything I can in the defense of this world, if necessary.
All right, he will carry that message. It is possible that he or another will be sent to your realm, like you said, potentially with a summons or with a message of their own. Or, yeah, but if there's nothing else, he will take his leave.
I have one last question.
He turns to look at you. Oh, certainly.
Can, as you say, summon him or to request him? They cannot forcibly pull him. Is that correct?
I would not think so. He's taken, to my knowledge, he's bound himself to them with no oaths.
Understood. I would like to.
They did him a favor in improving him, so it would be very rude of him to not respond. But no, I don't believe they could compel him.
I would like to state that the Weaver forced him in front of her after their first meeting.
He also forced this additional alteration onto me.
All right, to be fair, I don't think you were exactly accepting of the first alteration. I think that was also just done. But he looks kind of you just notice that he gets quiet. Recluse can see kind of a worried look in his face.
So the Weaver may be playing a game involving Recluse, in which some distance might be more safe.
She's marked him in some way.
Which may be used.
And when he got home, that is probably how she's able to be. Well, he wouldn't say beeline. Probably how she's able to come straight here at such speed. Not that having him marked speeds her up. But there's no doubt of the route she should take. She's not having to figure out where she's going. I imagine at her scale, at her height, it's probably hard to tell one world apart from another. This is more information I will have to pass on to the mother and the father. Yes. And with that, he bids you adieu again. And rustles off into the woods.
I very calmly collect everything I spread out. Like, leave only footprints and all that bullshit. Well, everyone ready to head back?
Aurora's like, yeah, I wanted to see a really big spider.
You might get a chance.
He said they're all hiding.
Yeah.
I guess it'd be rude to go try to find them.
A little bit.
She says there, finishes her tea. Then she offers to race you to the top and takes off. It's like, you know that you don't have to go back to the top to step back out, but apparently she didn't realize that, so she's back up the mountain.
Sitting close to where we came in is the best way to get back into the base and all that.
Alright, so y'all follow her up. When you get up there, she's standing there. I wanted to see if I could open a gateway back to the base. Yeah, but it's not working. I mean, I can go back to the campsite, and she opens one up, and you see the area, or not campsite, but that's what she calls it. Well, it opens back up to where y'all had y'all's little meeting at, in the tea and all. She goes, so it works here, but I can't go back to where we, where we... I guess I can only move around in a world, and not from one world to another. Oh, it'd been so neat if I could have dimension hopped myself.
Well, maybe you'll figure out how to do it one day. You're young. You got a lot of growing to do.
Yeah,
hey, if you're anything like me, you could brain surgery yourself into knowing it.
Let's not encourage the child to do brain surgery on herself.
Well, wait till your brain is fully developed, and then do what you feel.
There we go.
She just looks a little confused. But she nods. It's like she nods like she's hearing, oh, yeah, okay.
Like, in theory, I could go to other realities too, but just never really had the motivation to do it.
Is that it, or do you have the limitation only to Web World?
Only in dark corners.
Okay.
Yeah.
So you could theoretically find your way into other dimensions. Interesting.
It's just harder to go to places that I've never been to before. So, like, in theory, I could go back to, like, that one reality we went to at the start of Season 2 and fought the mole men who turned out not to be mole men.
Yeah. That would be an actual parallel Earth, to get back to that early discussion. Because that was an alternate version of Earth, where things had gone horribly wrong a very long time ago. But alright, so y'all step back in. Ray, back in the base, you've probably realized that you haven't seen Recluse or Aurora in a little bit now.
Did I know that she was going to Web World?
No, nobody publicly announced the Web World thing. Recluse and Unison were discussing it, and Aurora overheard them. She's got some enhanced senses.
If I noticed that Recluse and Unison are not on the ground either, I assume that they're.
Well, I mean, I am certainly there. I am in the building.
Oh, right.
Yep.
That's right.
But that's not saying that there aren't me's outside the building too.
But yeah, so y'all get back. As soon as y'all are back, Aurora just runs up to Ray. I saw a big spider. I didn't see a giant spider. I really want to see a giant spider.
That's where you were.
Yeah. He needed to go. They needed to go talk to some god or other. But we just got to talk to a messenger. And he was big, but he wasn't any bigger than a recluse. I was hoping to see one bigger than a tree. But it's the first time I've been. It's the first time I've been in another realm. Mom said I wasn't old enough to do that kind of traveling.
Yeah, how old are you?
You're chaperone, so I'm sure it'll be okay.
Yeah, probably. I think at some point in a previous episode, y'all had asked her about that.
Yeah, she is
Yeah, and
a
I think we
child.
got a.
And yeah,
Okay.
she is her
She's
apparent
like-
age.
Yeah, we got the
Okay.
specification of like specifically the time to realize that like her years are slightly shorter than ours, but not by much. Because she was confused by leap years.
Yeah. The orbit of their planet comes out to a precise year. Well, a precise one of their years. But yeah, the impression you've gotten talking to her is the Tuatha children, they age normally up until their late teens or 20s, and that's when everything slows down. But it's also why they're very tolerant of their children being children, because it's such an incredibly short portion of their lifespan, but a very important one. I mean, I'm not saying they let all of them run around, galactically like they do Aurora, but she's stouter than most of them. So, all right. Do y'all feel Ray in on what's going on with the creeping gods?
No reason not to.
So, all right, so it's about 4. So we'll basically wrap here. If this was a scene in the comic, everybody currently in the base would be sitting around the table, getting caught up on what's going on. The Grandmother Weaver, probably not an immediate threat to y'all, but possibly something that could pop up later. Because every season needs something that will linger to the next season.
And we're so bad at seeding those ourselves.
Yeah, I really don't have to do a lot of work to make it happen. The Pharaoh totally happened because the map I was using happened to have a sarcophagus and Muscle the Muscle just had to open it up and see what was in it. And that just inspired me.
You can't not crack open a sarcophagus.
That's true. Oh, it's in a secret vault with other magical stuff? I gotta see what's to this.
I just love. That's another season's problem. And we carried on with the session.
Yep. You weren't wrong, though. But anyway, I hope y'all enjoyed today. I had fun. Hopefully we'll do it again in 2 weeks. Hope anybody that comes by and checks us out between now and then, hope you enjoyed it. Hope you'll come back and catch the next episode. Again, I was your GM for the day, Jason. And with me has been Zach as Recluse.
Thank you so much for joining us.
Taylor as Unison.
See ya.
And Mike as Independence Ray.
Green light.
And we will see y'all next time.